So hey, today I'll be going through every single leak about Genshin version 3.0 that has been surfaced on the internet. So let's get started. Before I start, please do note that I won't be posting actual videos of the leak but rather posting screenshots of them and explaining each of them. That being said, I would be dividing this video into different parts so you can direct yourself to the part that interests you. As this version would bring a new region, it's pretty obvious that there would be a map expansion. But how would the map look? Here's a screenshot of the map. You can take a look and pause if you need to. Note that this map is subject to change. With the new region, we'll also get new artifact sets, character materials, and ascension materials. Let's have a look at each of them. This is the artifact set. You can pause if you want to. And this is the passive that it provides. Sumeru will bring a lot of new enemies and their respective drops. And let's not forget the regional specialities that we get. Well, it will be a pain to post all of them, so I'll just post the talent books. You can pause and read if you want to. Also, please have a look at the weapon ascension materials. Like I previously said, the new region will bring a lot of new enemies, but which enemies? Well, most of them are already reviewed by Genshin official video. I'll be posting a link to it in the description. You can check if you want to. But they skip a ruin enemy, so I'll be posting its screenshot. Please have a look. So apparently this enemy got two forms. This is its ground form and this is its flying form. Here's some random screenshot of Sumeru's scenery. Well, this might contain potential spoilers, so you can skip if you want to. Well, that is it for the maps and the materials. Let's move on to the craftable weapons. You can have a look and pause the video if you want to read the passive. This is Tighnari's signature bow, and this is free event bow that we'll be getting in the next update. That should conclude the materialistic things. Let's move on to the new characters. So many leaks surfaced in the previous period that Hoyoverse actually panicked and revealed most of their Sumeru 5 stars. As said before, I'll post the link to that video in the description. You can check the 5 stars there. Genshin version 3.0 will get 2 new 4 stars that will be Collei and Dori. Well, that's it for the names. What about the kit? Well, Collei is a Dendro bow user, which is basically a sub DPS and off-field Dendro applicator. In her E, Collei throws a boomerang-like thing towards the enemy that applies Dendro to them and deals damage with it. During her Q or ultimate, Collei throws a bunny-like thing. I don't know what it's called, but it creates an Dendro field around the enemies that constantly apply Dendro and deal damage to them. Her normal and charge attack is nothing special, it's just similar to any other bow user. Well, that is it for the Collei's kit. Let's move on to Dori's. In her E, Dori summons a lamp-like thing. I couldn't really make out what it actually does, probably just dealing damage. But the main part of her kit is her ultimate, which like summons a lamp that gets connected to the current character and heals them as well as refund energy to them. To be honest, Dori feels like a love child between A and Miko's kit. That's it for Dori. With Dori, that would conclude our new 4 stars. Let's move on to the 5 stars. Well, Genshin version 3.0 actually only features a single new 5 star. That's gonna be Tighnari. Well, our boy Tighnari is gonna be our first Dendro DPS. He's gonna be a Dendro bow user. Well, that's it for the introductions. Let's move on to the main part of his kit. During his E or skill, Tighnari throws a ball-like thing creating a Dendro field on the enemies which like constantly apply Dendro to them. Well, now you guys must be thinking like, hey, his kit is carbon copy of Collei's kit. But no, being an 5 star, Tighnari got its own merit. Like his field kinda creates an confusion mechanic that enemies don't attack your active character but rather attack randomly on the field. Like this is the first time I have seen something like this. I am really excited to see what it actually does in the game. Well, this should end Tighnari's E or skill part. Let's move on to his ultimate or Q. Like to be honest, I am really disappointed in his Q animations. It just really looks like Aloy's animation. Just look at this. Well, that's a disappointment for the aesthetics. What it actually does? Well, it actually just summons 5 arrows that go on the enemies and deal damage to him. Well, that's kinda lame for a 5 star. Well, that's it for his ultimate and skill. Let's move on to his normal attack. His normal attack is similar to any other bow user, but his charge attack is similar to Ganyu. Just like Ganyu, it takes up time to charge up and shows a bloom-like animation that it has completely charged, with the difference that after the arrow hits the enemy, it summons another 4 projectiles that do damage to the enemy. Well, that's it for the limited 5 stars. But that's not the end of it. We will also get a new 5 star, or rather, a redesign of the current 5 star. Yes, I'm talking about the Dendro Traveler. Unlike before, this time Traveler's kit looks kinda appealing to me. So we are gonna ignore the part that his skill is just Electro skill but Dendro. Anyways, moving on to the best part of his skill that I actually like is his burst. During his Q or ultimate, Traveler summons a bloom-like thing that covers a large area and shoots projectiles on the enemy, applying Dendro and dealing damage to them. Well, that's not the end of it. This bloom-like thing got some interesting mechanics. Well, it reacts differently to what element you apply to it. Like when you apply Pyro to it, the bloom will blast, dealing a massive AoE damage. Note that this blast will remove the bloom from the field. Well, that's it for the Pyro. But when you apply Hydro to it, the bloom will grow up and creates an extra large field, dealing more damage to the enemies, also covering more area along with it. The Hydro one actually makes the bloom prettier. It's probably gonna be my favorite variant of that. Well, that's not the end to it. We can also apply Electro to that bloom. But unlike Pyro or Hydro, Electro won't change its physical form. It will just increase its attack speed, which I think it's pretty good. Well, that should bring us to the end of the character section. Let's move on to the extra changes that's gonna happen in the next update. Well, in my opinion, this update is gonna be pretty interesting because they are adding some really good things in the new update. Let's start with the alternate sprint fix. I would just show a video of it so you guys can actually make what difference does it make. Well, that's not the end of the good things. The best part of the version 3.0 is the addition of new artifacts in the Strongbox. We would get every single artifact that's present in the game, except for Emblem, Tenacity of Millelith, Pale Flame, and Shiminawa. Well, that is the end of the major changes. Well, there are definitely gonna be minor changes that are not worth mentioning here, so let's skip that part. That should bring us to the last part of this video, the Spiral Abyss. There will be changes to the Spiral Abyss. I have posted the screenshots of the changes, please have a look. That's the end of this video. If you made this far, you are the real one. If you like the video, please like and consider subscribing because I will be posting more videos like this. Thanks for watching. I will be meeting you in the next video.